Hi guys, welcome back. We're back with another video, and in today's video, we're gonna be reviewing a trade that we actually took, you know, on one of my funded accounts, right? So if you've been following the recent videos, I did share, and I will continue sharing my progress with this account. This is basically a funded account with Funded Next, and it's a one-step stellar challenge. So looking at the evaluation phase, which is only one step, by the way, right? So you don't have to be going through two or whatever phases. Like most prop firms, they'll usually give you two phases, right? But on this one, you just need to pass one phase with a profit target of 10%. So I did explain how I went about trading this, right? So this was the evaluation account, and as you can see, it was actually passed, right? So I actually managed to make that 2.5 in 3 days, right? So after that, I was now given the actual account, as I had been funded, right? So we took some trades today, basically, and I'm going to be sharing that with you. All right. So I actually re-entered another trade, as you can see, but that's okay. We'll see how that plays out. So if we look at our trading overview, basically, I took, a sell position on AUD USD last Friday, right? So I held that over the weekend, but as I tried to scale in today, as you can see, our stop loss was hit, right? And that's because I had already increased the lot size, right? So we had like 7 lots right here, but took an L on that one. Then the dealer showed us a very good setup, and I went back in. As you can see, I was actually able to recover all these losses with just these three trades. Actually, one of these three trades was going to cover all these losses. So you need to be very careful as you're trading these funded accounts, because if you do not know how to manage risk better, or if you don't really have a solid strategy, you will find it very hard, to be one of to be a funded trader. Okay, so I'm going to be explaining AED USD and the reason why I sold this, right? So if you look at it from the weekly, I always like understanding the higher time frame first before I look for anything. So just by looking at this, you can see what's happening here. Market is in a down phase, right? So basically, I'm going to be explaining two types of sell zones or buy zones, basically. But in this case, since we're looking to sell, I'm going to stick to the selling side, right? So what we usually have is, as we are moving to the downside, we have a lower low, a lower high, and another lower low, and then this becomes our sell zone, meaning we'd want to see price get back here, and we enter our trades to the downside. So this is a clear structure: a drop, base, drop. All right, so it's a clear structure, but sometimes there is something that we call a hidden base. What does that mean? Basically, it's something like this, right? Something like this, right here, right? Doesn't really show you a clear structure, like how it happened here, where we had a drop, a base, and a drop. In this case, what we see is, just this wick right here. So this is what we call hidden base. Why do we say that? It's because you cannot see it that clearly in this time frame, but as you move down to your shorter time frames, it will start making sense. All right, so this is what we have now. This is now in your daily time frame, and as you can see, this is actually a clear zone, right, where we had a drop, a base, and a drop. So market has been making its way up back to that weekly hidden base. So just by looking at this, I had confidence on where the market was heading to. As we can see, we also had another pattern here, a very nice pattern right here. Some people call it the QM pattern, but you can call it whatever you want to call it, as long as if you understand how to execute and manage your trades when you spot such, right? So if we move down to the 2-hour time frame, this is what we identified. Right, remember I did say I was watching this from last week, right? But not much of moves, as you can see. It was just chop happening right here, right? So if we go to the H1 time frame, right? If we move to the H1 time frame, so you can understand the reason why I sold at that area. It's very simple. So what you can see here is, we had this supply level, and this supply level actually held price. Why? Because what we can see here is we've got a drop, base, and another drop. So price did come back into that zone, as you can see, as the market continued ebbing and flowing in that direction. Price was still respecting, these order blocks. So this is also another drop. So another drop, base, drop, right? So this then becomes our sell zone right here. All right, so as you can see, price did actually make its way up and continued going down. So the reason why I actually took this trade with so much confidence was, if you take the fib, basically when I use the fib, I normally just want to focus on, the high and low, but on the levels, I'm only looking for a move around the 50 and 61.80 fib level. So if I pull my fib from here to this low, what we can identify is price did actually make it just a few pips just above the 61.80, and also in that same zone we also had a drop area, or a base area, sorry, because why? We've got a drop, base, and another drop. So if you move over to your entry time frames, like your 15 minutes, this is when it actually starts making sense. So as you can see from this area right here, right, we had a drop, base, and a drop. So as you can see, that is where price came to, and that is where I actually entered this trade. So as you can see from here, this allows you to also minimize your risk, because I think my stop was just above. I was not risking a lot, right, since I had taken those L's on it's these losses that I showed you right here, right? But we still did manage to actually make a profit out of this, as you can see, when price went up, and then gave us a nice move to the downside. So that was actually a nice trade on AUD USD. So I also did take this on my other prop account, and as you can see, this is still moving in that direction, and the entry is basically at the same level, as we were understanding the movement of price. So as you can see, for today, what we can say is we had a stop hunt above the 200 EMA, and as you can see, price is still flowing to the downside. So my ultimate TP is actually this area right here, but I'll continue trading my stop loss, just to protect the profits. You never want to execute a trade, see it go into profit, and then later having a loss. Now, if that's how you trade, you need to make sure you change that. All right, so I also did enter another trade right here, so I'll see how that goes, right? But risk is very managed, so we'll see what happens. But for the funded next account, this is actually not bad for the second day. Excuse me, second day of trading. Not really bad, and it's only Monday, so setups will always be there, right? Setups will always be there. All right, guys. So if you're new here, don't forget to hit that subscribe button, leave a comment, leave a like, share with your friends. And yeah, guys, use the comment section. Let's interact with other traders, ask questions, so that I may start making these videos in line with what you guys are struggling with. Right. So if you're not part of our Telegram channel, do find the link in the description below. Right, this is basically where we share setups, free signals, and educational content as well. Right, you can find the link in the description below, or you can also just copy this right here at MMKFX group. That's our username on Telegram. Remember, this is our only channel. Right, any other channel that you might come across is not owned by us. Right, guys, hope you guys learned something. Have a good day. Cheers.